Welcome back to my kitchen. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we did a cooking video. We've done a couple of other ones along the way. It feels so nice to have a cleaner space to cook in now after last week's video. You know what I'm talking about. And by the way, I'm talking quiet because I have baby sleeping next door to me here. So hopefully you can still hear what I'm saying, but I'm so excited to cook again and to take you along and hopefully give you some inspiration along the way. Let me know in the comments below what you are cooking this week as well. I'm going to start off with some sourdough pancakes. They do have a little bit of a fall twist. I just added a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice yesterday, but I'm so excited to start getting into a little bit of the fall meals as the weather is cooling off here. We've actually had some really chilly days and especially nights here recently. A little bit of fall inspiration starting to trickle in, but let's get those pancakes going here. To relearn all my ways here after starting school, and so one of the things that I'm trying to do to kind of stay ahead is batch cook, and especially breakfast, just have easy to grab things. So that's what I had in mind yesterday when I mixed a double batch of pancakes so that we have enough for breakfast this morning, but also enough for another 1 or 2 breakfasts afterwards.
Are turning brown, red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down. Now, I'm not ready, not just yet, I'm not ready. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes
well, my
too
flowers
soon.
in my vase here are completely drying up, so I had to take a little break outside and pick some flowers this morning. There are a few things more peaceful than mornings in the garden, and so this was super fun. We are not selling to wedding florists this year, which if you've been around for a while, you know what I'm talking about, but we are still very much enjoying dahlias just here at home. So I am going to quickly exchange all these dried up ones that now look like this and put the new ones in. Go ahead and start that. So yesterday we actually ended up having some friends over again, and as we were visiting I worked on canning this, which is just sweet pepper jelly. We love having that with cream cheese and crackers. It's just a delicious like Sunday night snack. But today, first up, I want to make some cottage cheese and then also a whole bunch of butter. I have a lot of cream and we use a lot of butter and all kinds of different things. So first I want to do those kind of like food preppy things, and then I'm still trying to figure out how to do a little bit more meal prep type stuff as we are busy with school and just kind of trying to refigure out my schedule and routines and rhythms that work well for us. Before we get into that, I do want to talk about something that you see in probably 98% of my videos, which is Caraway. I am so excited that they are sponsoring today's video. I know a lot of you have been asking where my cookware is from. If I like it, the answer is yes, I love it. And if you are new here and wondering what Caraway is, they are a non-toxic kitchenware brand that offers high quality pots, pans, actually a host of other things. I use these 3 times a day, 7 days a week. And fun fact, the founder of Caraway actually accidentally overheated a non-stick, like a Teflon coated pan, and got sick with Teflon flu. Yes, that is actually a thing. A lot of traditional non-stick cookware will actually emit toxic fumes that can actually make you sick and also lead to a host of other more long-term and much more serious sicknesses. So that's what I love about Caraway. First of all, they are so pleasing to the eye, right? A lot of you love my gold ones, which this is actually what I'm gonna be cooking my cottage cheese in here this morning. This set is also beautiful. It has the silver handle, but I love this kind of creamy colored base. So they are non-stick and truly non-stick. Pancakes are a dream to make into these, and they don't emit all these harmful toxins and gases that other pots can emit in a matter of 2.5 minutes. So they come in these organizers that you can mix and match. This is the order that is my personal preference. And then they also have a handy little pot that you can put these pan lids in. They have hooks so that you can hang this on the inside of your cabinet or just on the wall. And this entire set, which is these 4 pots and pans right here with the lids, they also come with a couple of hot pads, organizers included. The best price you can get is by getting that all in one set for 20% off, and they actually gave me a discount code that you can stack on top of that for an additional 10% off. So I highly recommend giving Caraway a try. A huge thank you to Caraway for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's get on to our cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is one of my very favorite high protein snacks, and I also love turning cottage cheese into a lot of other things like fudge or dressing or veggie dip or mixed with eggs or all the different things. I've been out of it now for a little while, so I'm excited to make that. But first of all, let's take a moment for this cream line. Our Jersey cow has been giving us such delicious creamy milk, which has been so fun to turn into butter or ice cream or all the things. But today I'm going to use, I think, 1.5 gallons of the milk for my cottage cheese, and then I'll show you what I put into it to culture it, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Basically, it's like yogurt. It's super easy, where from the start you just put it in, heat it to a certain temperature. For cottage cheese, it's only 72 degrees, and then you let it sit overnight and then finish it off tomorrow. So it's kind of like sourdough and all those things, where most of the work is really just letting it sit and do its thing. Alright, pulled my milk off of the burner here because it's heated up. The culture that I use is this cottage cheese culture from Danisco, I guess is how you say it. Now, there's not much that comes in a pouch, but I only need 1/8 teaspoon for one batch. A little bit goes a really long way when it comes to this. So I am just gonna put that in my milk and then stir it around and put the lid on, and then it's good to let sit for 16 to 24 hours. So we will revisit it tomorrow. Let's keep this mixer busy. I want to make a whole bunch of butter yet, and then we should be prepped with lots of buttermilk and lots of butter to do some baking. We use quite a bit of butter just anyways on the daily. I like to use it in place of oil and things, and obviously on fresh bread, right? I've been out of it for a while, so we are gonna stock up on that first and then get into some of the actual recipes. dinner time, and I'm actually just making some flour tortillas here to take along to a family gathering. We have an extended family gathering this evening, and I should have thought of it yesterday. I like to make my flour tortillas sourdough, and I didn't think of it in time. So these are not a sourdough flour tortilla. I can leave my recipe for you in the description box below. Super easy, and tortillas I feel like is one of those things, once you ever start making them at home, you don't want to go back to store-bought. They just taste like plastic. And they're really super easy, especially if you have a tortilla press, and I'll show you which one I have here in a little bit. They are so easy to make, and I will freeze leftovers of these, and they're great reheated later as well. So really good option for making ahead or like batch cooking, that kind of thing. But I am just rolling these into little balls, and then I'll cover them and let them sit for half an hour before we press them and fry them. To do every fall during soup season is to make sourdough bread bowls and serve the soup in it. So I thought that would be a fun thing to do today. I have a double batch of my artisan sourdough bread here. You can see it's nice and bubbly, ready to go. So I'm going to divide this into 6 pieces, and then we're going to just do the same process that we always do with sourdough bread, the artisan loaves, and except it'll be in much smaller portions, obviously. But nothing else is different, and then maybe we'll make them pumpkin shaped. We'll see. Baking these, and I am so excited. I feel a little bit rusty on the pumpkin shaped loaves. I don't know if I did it at all last year. I don't think I did, being sick with morning sickness, but I've done it before, and they are so fun, especially for the fall. And so I'm going to try that with these little bread bowls and hope that they turn out. So I have some cooking twine here. You want to make sure that it is oven safe. And we are just gonna lay these across in, I think it's 6 or 8. I'll start laying them over and then I'll remember. So we're gonna do that first before we flip it out onto our parchment paper. That way you have it underneath the dough. Okay, so as I'm tying these, I'm trying to make it against the dough, but not pinching the dough. So we'll just tie all the ends together. Just dawned on me, I completely forgot to score that last loaf. So we have a lot here for trial and error. I guess we'll have one unscored one in the middle, but what I like to do is score along all the little lines of the twine. It just makes it look very detailed without a lot of effort, but little lines for little loaves. has been a popular trend for quite some time, but there's a reason for it. How adorable. This is the one I remembered to score, and then this is the one that I forgot. So it's still cute. It still looks kind of the shape of a pumpkin. Obviously, it's not as detailed, so I'll try to remember here with the rest of these. I'll bake all 6 of these, and then we'll catch up. Oh, and I should mention too, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the strings right now. As soon as we take them out, actually I have my next batch ready. I'll pop those in the oven first. Cut the strings before it's cooled off because I feel like the strings pull out easier then. Sometimes if you wait till the loaf is cooled, they will kind of stick into it. It's just harder to get the twine out. So just a little tip. Pot to make my soup for the bread bowls here, and my cottage cheese is done. Not done, it's ready for the next step. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that onto my big burner here, and then what I'm gonna do first is cut it into curds. I used to be really intimidated by this process because a lot of recipes will say cut them like this many inches big, and it just sounds like really intimidating. It's really not that bad. All I'm gonna do is take my lid off and cut first one way and then crisscross the other way like you're getting ready to play tic-tac-toe, and that's literally all that's to it. It is not as picky as it sounds. Then we're gonna slowly heat this up to 100 degrees and stir. You can see the cream layer on top there too. Break up all the curds. All right, we've hit 100 degrees, so I'm actually gonna just pull this off the burner so that it doesn't keep heating up. We're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and then we'll increase the heat to 112 degrees. After the cottage cheese is heated to 112 degrees, I just let it sit for half an hour and then we'll strain it. And I like to, while I strain it, pour cold water over top. Helps cool it quickly, and then I will let it sit in the strainer for another about half an hour to an hour. Something I have not really cooked with at all this summer yet that is definitely a summer food is zucchini. And so I am making a sourdough chocolate zucchini cake today. I have been really looking forward to this, and I'm making this recipe, kind of just making it up as I go. And so I'm hoping it turns out. If it does, I'll leave the recipe for you down below. If it doesn't, I guess you'll just have to see a grand fail. But I'm starting off with shredding about 2 cups, I think, of zucchini. I'm gonna add that to my chocolate batter that was fermenting overnight, and we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna kind of squeeze the liquid out of this with a towel so we don't have too much extra moisture. The other day that I do not think I have had one single s'more this entire summer. I mean, you gotta have at least one s'more every summer, right? So I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's have a campfire tonight with the family. We'll have some s'mores. We can eat our bread bowls with soup around the fire, and it will be delicious. So last evening, I mixed up a batter of the sourdough graham crackers, which, by the way, my whole family is so crazy about these. None of them wants store-bought graham crackers over these, and so my dough is still pretty hard. I had it fermenting in the fridge overnight, and it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, so it's been there a good long while. But I think I'll just use my KitchenAid mixer with the pasta attachment to roll this out, and we'll quick make these crackers yet to go with our dinner and enjoy some time around the fire. I'll just cut it into some smaller pieces since I'll need to anyway in order for them to go through the mixer. But also that way they should kind of get to not really room temp, but just warm up a little bit quicker.
Life comes in
zucchini cakes are cooled and everybody's getting antsy to get into them. So we are making a little chocolate ganache yet. Just want to pour this over the top and then we'll be ready to give it a try.
So will the rain just fall.
Moment of truth. I don't know why I so often try making a new recipe in the middle of a video. Like, could do something a little more tried and true, but flavor is great, but I want to work on texture because that's not where I want it to be yet. So anyway, fun little experiment. All right, hopping back on here because it is time to cook our soup for dinner tonight and to put in our bread bowls, which by the way, a lot of people, I never actually finished these yet. I want to put a little stem on them. I've seen a lot of people do cinnamon sticks. I often will just put a little, like one of the pretzel sticks and put that in here. I like that it's actually edible and the kids love it. It's salty, which goes with our like savory soup in there. But for the soup, I actually have a lot of broccoli right now, so I want to do it's a copycat Panera bread broccoli soup recipe, and we love this. I've been making this specific one for months now, and it's always just a win. So I think today I'm gonna do it with chunks. We've also done this like the recipe says and then put it in the blender and make it like a creamy soup, which is also really delicious. But today I'm feeling the chunks, so that is the plan. I can link this one for you in the description box below as well.